Have multiple shipping containers full of junk just in case. Need a specific part. Know exactly where it is. Chuckle to self that I don't have to waste an hour traveling to the hardware store to buy it. Spend 2 hours moving 150 tote boxes to get it. Be me. See a group of turkeys in a van. Imitate the sound of yelping. The turkeys yelp back. Die of laughter. Day instantly becomes better. Truly, life is good. Autistic shit you did at work thread. Huge gamer. Have a workmate called Amir. Also huge gamer. Also autist. Obviously, we befriend each other within 1 week. Basically best friends. We decide to prank our non-gamer colleagues. Act and speak like NPCs from different games when we meet. Literally word by word random oblivion chatter. Literally asked him if he went to the Sky District often. Last week. Working normally. Amir is like 3 desks near me. Suddenly a huge bang is heard. Probably just a plane. Amir. By the gods, is that the voice? Me. Dragonborn. We both break out laughing. Had to explain to 3 HR ladies what we are doing. One is laughing her tits off, the other 2 get angry and tell us to grow up. Be me. Have sex with an woman. See you later, virgins. Proofs? Be like 5. Watch an old cartoon. Character sprays something into their mouth before singing. Go to bathroom. Find mom's perfume bottle. Spray straight down my throat. Be me. Have girlfriend for a year. Everything's chill. She's cute and funny. Introduce her to my best friend. They hit it off like fireworks on the 4th of July. Start noticing her laughter is louder when he's around. My face when she looks at him like I used to look at pizza. Think maybe I'm overreacting. Try to brush it off. One night, we're all hanging out. They're joking around and I'm just sitting there like a third wheel. Her hand brushes against his arm. They lock eyes for a solid minute. Okay.jpg. Realize I'm basically the background character in their rom-com. Try to make a joke. So, you 2 planning to run away together or what? They both laugh. She says, that's not a bad idea. Gutpunch.exe. Decide to confront her. Are you into him? She giggles. You're so silly, babe. Oh no.jpg. I think it's time for a break. 2 weeks later, she texts me. We need to talk. My face when it's about how she's confused. Realize my worst fears were true. Best friend is somehow oblivious. They start dating a month later. My face when I see their couple goals post. Forever the side character. Best friend is no longer my friend. Bros before hoes. Ever heard of that, you frickin' clown? That feeling when I start dating pizza. At least she never let me down. 10 out of 10 would recommend pizza over heartbreak. Be me. 22. Cute enough to get attention but not a total smoke show. Scrolling through TikTok one night. See a video about body count maxing. Inspiration.exe has started running. Decide it's time to collect my own body count. Think I'm going to be like one of those gals from the internet. Have a plan, get ready to execute it. Week 1, download dating apps. Swipe right on literally everyone. End up matching with a guy named Jeff. He's super into fitness, brags about his six-pack. Let's hit the gym together, he says. Never been to the gym in my life. My face when I'm about to get shredded. Gym date turns into post-workout smoothie. Accidentally open up about my body count maxing goals. Jeff gets a gleam in his eye. Interesting strategy. Let's see how far you go. I think I just set a challenge for myself. Go home after and get ready for the night. Week 2. Meet up with Jeff again. This time drinks are involved. Drink way too many Cosmos. End up at his place. Sex is mediocre but forgettable. Add 1 to the count. Wouldn't even remember his last name if you asked. Decide to up the ante. Start inviting friends to parties. Get everyone drunk so they lower their standards. Take them home, add to the count. Hit it off with Timmy, Kevin, and a guy named Doug. What the hell is a Doug? All 3 within the week. Keep a tally on my phone like it's a video game scoring system. Week 3. Feeling like a total pro now. Starting to get a reputation. Suddenly guys are asking me to hang out. Get a DM from a guy who calls himself Alpha. Red flag, but I'm intrigued. Meet up with Alpha. He takes me to an actual rave. The music's great, lights are flashing, everyone's losing their minds. Suddenly, it's like a scene from a movie. Make out with 3 different guys. One of them is dressed like a banana. Feel alive. Maxing.jpg. Realization hits me. This was supposed to be about empowerment or whatever, but I'm starting to feel empty inside. Body count is just a number, and these dudes are all the same. Finally sleep with a guy who remembers my name. Feels like a major win, but also quite sad. He ghosts me. Month later, sitting in bed reflecting on my life's choices. Realize I've turned into the very stereotype I wanted to break. Body count is high but meaningful connections, 0. My face when I realize I'd trade the numbers for a real relationship. Maybe body count maxing was the wrong goal. Be me. 5'6" and skinny with very fast metabolism, meaning I can eat up to 3,000 calories and not get fat. Go to restaurant with 6'3" friend. Waitress comes, typical roasty. Give her my order, 1 soup, 1 large pizza, large Coke, and crepes for dessert. Looks at me and says, "You really gonna eat up that much, little guy?" Try to come back with something smart and funny to pull it off. This little man can fit so much stuff inside him. Friend is offline, yet his playtime keeps going up. Message him, but he doesn't reply. Send him message over Discord instead, asking him to play RE6 co-op. I see this chick appear online on Discord for a split second, and then he quickly goes offline. Message him on WhatsApp. It shows that he received the message and viewed it, but refuses to reply. Decide to visit his home. I send him a message asking him to come down and open the door. He's quiet, so I just knock. His mom answers and lets me in. "Anon, your friend has come to visit you." We played Resident Evil 6 co-op for the next few hours. Keck. That's how I solved it. He never used a pure offline option again. Girl asked me what I'm doing in my free time. Say I read. She smiles and stares at me with her eyes wide open. I mumble, "Manga." The look of disappointment in her face was unspeakable, but I think you know. Hate fast food. Not even American, but the cute redhead working the drive-thru always warms my heart. Looks like that'll be another double steakhouse without tomatoes for me, boys. Once I have my new car, I'll ask her out. "Hey, without tomatoes as usual?" "Yeah, cause you're the only red thing I'd need on my burger." Don't use that line. Be me. Come home. Roommate is eating my pizza. Ask why he is eating my pizza. Denies he is eating my pizza. He is holding my pizza. Look in box. 3 slices missing. Notice he ate my half-eaten slice. WTF. Next time this effer eats my pizza, I will frickin' lose it. Go to Gold's. Doing my warm-up routine of curls and butterflies. Entrance swings open. A literal effing clown walks in. Like not even some juggalo or Joker cosplayer. An actual clown that you'd see at a carnival. He checks in and goes to the free weight section. Picks up 2 20-pound dumbbells and starts frickin' juggling them. Everyone stares in awe. One of the employees asks him to please stop because he could hurt someone. Agrees and drops one on his foot. Starts screaming in a high-pitched voice. Employee asks if he's okay. He lets out a chuckle, honks his nose and takes off his size 19 shoe to reveal he's fine. Employee sighs and tries to find the manager. By the time she comes back, the clown is on the squat rack doing 3p18 ATF reps. He notices her and the manager out of the corner of his eye and smiles. His pants conveniently rip and he shits out 3 hacky sacks and a circus peanut. I freaking hate these gym clowns. I wish they would just go away. My girlfriend was telling me a story from school when she was like 14. Teacher in biology class brought a pig heart to dissect. She volunteers for the dissection. Instead of dissecting it, she starts to violently stab it, getting blood all over the place. After class, she begs the teacher to allow her to keep the pig heart. She actually brings it home. She also frequently tells me about the possibility of the world being controlled by satanic cults and says shit like, "I could end you right there and hide the body and no one would know for weeks. Or if I sharpened this stick, I could stab you in the neck." Is she mentally ill or something? Be me. 23 years old. Finally convinced crush to go on a date. Spend all my savings on a fancy restaurant, new clothes and cologne. Feel like a baller. Date night arrives. Pick her up. Dinner is going well. We're laughing, getting along. Time for the bill. My wallet is crying. Pay for the dinner. Trying to act cool. She says, "Thanks, this was fun. I'll text you later." Days pass, no text. Week later, still nothing. Why did I do this? Be me. Hate every minute of engineering school. Today I graduated. No fanfare or celebration because December. Just kind of walk outside and be finished. That is it. Just leave. Is this how prisoners feel? Be me. Anon. Decide to try NoFap challenge. Month in, things going smooth. Start to notice stuff. Go out to bars, parties and whatnot. Realize I'm not even looking at girls the same way. They start chatting me up. That feeling when I'm just nodding and pretending to care. 90% of the time it's the same boring small talk. "So, what do you do?" Yawn.jpg. My face when I realize I'm more interested in the bartender's tattoos than their life stories. My dude sitting next to me is talking to this girl about fashion. She's going off about trends and all I can think is that I'd rather be watching paint dry. Even the hot ones are just empty. Slowly shift my gaze to the craft beer selection instead. Forgot how much I love talking about IPA versus lager. It's like discovering the true depth of flavor in life, you know? Girl starts getting annoyed I'm not giving her attention. She leaves. Feel kinda bad, but also realize I'm not just into the same old, same old. NoFap has me thinking deeper, finding beauty in hobbies, passions, and weird obsessions instead. My friends think I'm a weirdo now, But honestly, is it really that bad? Drop the small talk. Give me a 30-minute rant about your favorite sci-fi movie instead. No more boring small talk. Just nerd out together. Life's too short for boring conversations, fam. No fap was just the beginning. My face when I realize I'm just vibing with the real stuff now. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Find meaning in the mundane, bros. That feeling when girls are great, but have you ever had a deep convo about Star Wars? Spent weeks studying organic chemistry, solved 100 plus exercises, go take exam, stay until the last second redoing everything multiple times to verify my answers, hand it in. Professor crosses out all my answers without even reading them. Says, you didn't write anything. Then writes 2 out of 100 at the top, hands it back to me. Wait until everyone leaves. Go back in and ask him what I did wrong so I can be better prepared for the next semester. He sighs and explains that there are too many people in this course and that he already gave out too many passing grades. Just study STEM, bro. Be quiet, kid. Never talk. Girl is introduced to my friend group. Suddenly feel the urge to talk and reply to every single thing she says. Friends don't talk with me anymore. Be me. In a happy relationship with my girlfriend. She's always talking about how much she wants kids. Think it's cute, but I made sure to get sterilized years ago. Just in case, you know? Fast forward a few months, she's been acting weird lately. More mood swings than usual. One day, she comes home with this big grin. Babe, I have a big surprise for you. My heart races. Oh shoot, did she get me that gaming console I've been eyeing? Nope. She sits me down and says, I'm pregnant. Internal.exe has stopped working. My face when I realize she's lying. Try to keep a straight face. That's great, but the gears are turning. She wouldn't just magically get pregnant, right? Remember how I told you I wanted kids? She says, all happy and shit. Yeah, bitch, but I also literally can't have kids. I took a test. It's positive. My brain is running scenarios. This feels like an episode of a bad soap opera. Honey, are you sure you're not seeing someone else? Her smile falters. Why would you think that? Cue the mental breakdown. Because I can't have kids. It's impossible. She starts to sweat. Mumbles, no way, it was just a one time. That feeling when I realize she's been unfaithful. Say goodbye to my trust. Decide it's time to end this relationship. She cries, I feel bad. Now I have to figure out how to move on. That feeling when I feel like I'm split between two options. Number 1, scream at her. Number 2, smash my head into the wall. Choose option 2. Wall always wins. Goodbye relationship. Hello heartbreak. Thanks for the surprise, babe. Be me. 28. Just started dating this girl, Emily. She's super into astrology, always talking about her star sign, moon sign, and ascendant. Okay, that's cool, I guess. I don't really know much about it. Oh, you have no idea. You have to learn about your sun, moon, and rising signs to understand your true self. Decide to humor her, start reading up on astrology. She's thrilled, tells me I'm a Virgo, and starts explaining every little detail about my sign. You're practical, grounded, and analytical, but also a bit of a perfectionist. Yeah, that sounds about right, but does it really matter? Yes, it explains everything. We can't be together unless you understand it. Starts getting weird. She refuses to make plans unless my astrology chart matches the perfect time for it. No, today's not a good day to do anything. The moon's in retrograde, so everything will go wrong. Okay, but we're literally just getting groceries? The weirdness escalates. Every decision is based on some cosmic event. Can't buy a new car because Mars is in the wrong house. Can't go to her favorite restaurant because the planets are aligned in a bad way. She breaks up with me for a week because our signs aren't in sync right now. We've been together for 6 months. How is this a problem all of a sudden? Start getting frustrated. Feel like she's making everything about astrology. We go to a party. She spends the entire night asking everyone what their star sign is and trying to tell them how to live their best life based on the stars. That feeling when people are getting annoyed with her and I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. One night, she starts telling me how we're not meant to be together because our Venus signs don't match. Wait, what? We're doomed if we don't align our energy properly. I've had enough. This is insane. We break up. She's devastated, says the stars are crying for us. The stars can keep their tears. I'm done. That feeling when I realize I'll never date a girl who's obsessed with astrology again. The universe can keep its signs, and I'm just gonna live my life without worrying about the stars. Be me, 22, bored college dropout with way too much free time. Always wanted to know how psychiatrists react to insane-sounding stuff. Decide to make an appointment for scientific purposes. Use a fake name, pick the cheapest psychiatrist I can find online. Show up to the appointment looking completely unhinged. Messy hair, oversized trench coat, holding a book titled How to Speak to Ghosts. Waiting for her to invite me in. Then shuffle inside, muttering about how they are always watching. Sit down, stare at her for what feels like an eternity without saying anything. She starts the session with a calm, "What brings you here today?" Lean in dramatically and whisper, "They're watching us through the lamp." She glances at the lamp, nods slightly, and writes something down. Feeling encouraged, I add, "The mole people, they've been after me for weeks. They don't like it when I sleep on my side." She keeps writing, barely reacting. Throw in more absurdities to see if I can crack her poker face. "The pigeons aren't real. They're government drones. I've tested their feathers for microchips. I only eat tinfoil wrapped food. It blocks the satellite poisoning." Her. "And how long have you felt this way?" Me, pretending to think deeply. "Since the mayonnaise incident." She raises an eyebrow. Explain that my mom, who hates mayonnaise, put it on a sandwich last week. She's clearly been replaced by a clone. The evidence is overwhelming. She nods like this makes perfect sense and jots down more notes. Decide to escalate things. Start checking the windows every few minutes and muttering under my breath. Finally stand up and announce, "We need to leave. They found me." She calmly asks me to sit back down, which I do, but only after glaring at her and saying, "Of course you'd say that. You're in on it, aren't you?" She suggests we talk about my family situation. Start spinning a story about how my transgender cat is transmitting signals to the FBI through its purring. She interrupts to ask about my sleeping habits. "I don't sleep. That's when they get you." Her. "Who gets you?" Lean in, dead serious. "The lamp people." Appointment wraps up after an hour. She suggests I schedule another session to explore my concerns further. Leave the office calmly, suppressing laughter until I'm out of sight. On the way home, keep thinking about how stone-faced she stayed during the pigeon rant. That feeling when she probably thinks I'm a genuine lunatic. That feeling when I'll never know if she figured out I was trolling or if she just added me to her most memorable patients list. Be me, 13, middle 2006, massively bullied in this Jewish, rich neighborhood middle school. One day, this girl I know to be a friend with the bullies asks me if I'd like to date her. Everybody in my class encourages me to accept. Confused and suspicious.jpg. Don't feel it, answer with a no, with a random fake excuse. She actually insists, send me notes in class asking me to reconsider, telling me she'd do anything, etc. Still suspicious? 51% of me believes it's a joke, awkwardly and remorsefully say no again. Fast forward next year, I learned from another girl I didn't even know that it was indeed a plot against me. Scam confirmed. Also, did the whole school know about that? Time passed in a self-sustaining loop of getting bullied, being even more awkward, being bullied more. 2015, still lonely, still bullied, still no girlfriend. I read a news article about a huge and nasty scandal dating back to early 2006. A Jewish guy had been kidnapped, detained, and tortured to death 20 versus 1 during 24 frickin' days by some guy that wanted to ask a huge ransom to his family cause, you know, if he's Jewish, he is rich. Poor dude had been trapped by a girl who pretended to want to date him to lure him in an isolated place for an easier abduction. Realization.mp3. These little mother effers heard in the press about what happened to one member of their community they didn't even know and decided to virtually do the same thing to me. I don't believe they would have tortured me to death. More like they would have broken my face 10 versus 1. They did everything they could so that I would end myself, and such a traumatic trap would have certainly been the final blow. In 2022, like in 2015, now living with the impression that I dodged an assassination attempt from my whole school. Still lonely, no girlfriend, few friends, still awkward, and slowly descending in the dark depths of bitterness. Still moving, but dead inside. Day 1. Here's a story from when I was a teenager. B14. My mother is very sick. Constant medical issues, mobility issues. Not fat, she literally can't balance. Being 14, I thought she was invincible and would just get over it. She's literally riddled with cancer. She's a fighter though, and we live in Australia, so amazing healthcare. She battles every shitty illness for 2 whole years. All this time, still manages to just be my mom. Makes me lunches, helps with homework, etc. I'm always nice to her, because she's sick, but sometimes it takes its toll and I get mad. We have to eventually get a carer in to look after her as she is getting very sick. She is bedridden before I know it. I can hear the medical equipment from my room. Wake up one night to her gasping. Walk into her room with a glass of water. She's gasping for air. She'd fallen from bed and broken 2 vertebrae. She goes to hospital for 2 months after that. Fast forward 3 months and she is well enough to go to the park with her best friend and me. We laugh and she even made us some sandwiches. She gets sicker over the next few days, but she still does those mom things, like making my school lunches. She barely has enough energy to get out of bed, but still makes my lunch. Gets called out of class one day, told to go to the office. There's a cab waiting for me. The principal tells me, the school is here for you, but I don't understand. Get to hospital, taken to emergency. Watch my mother smile at me and take her last breath. Later that night, I'm home. Walk into the kitchen after crying for hours. Open the fridge. Laid out in there are my school lunches for the next 3 days. She literally used the last energy in her body to make sure I had my lunches for that week. I sat there on the floor and ate every last one. I still can't think about how caring that woman was without tearing up. God, I miss her. Be me. 25 years old. Living alone in a small apartment. Got a job I kind of hate, but it pays the bills. No real friends, just co-workers who don't really get me. Every evening, I'm greeted by silence when I come home. One day, while walking home, I see a tiny puppy shaking outside a pet store. Look around, no owner in sight. My heart melts. Decide to take him home. Name him Max. He's my whole world now. We do everything together. Go to the park, binge watch shows. He even sleeps in my bed. Greatest companionship I've ever had. Fast forward a year. Max starts coughing and acting weird. Take him to the vet. Diagnosis shocked me. Rare illness, needs surgery or he won't make it. Can't afford it. Spends sleepless nights googling crowdfunding and charity options. Finally set up a GoFundMe. Share it everywhere. Desperate for help. Family contribute a little, but it's not enough. Even reach out to strangers in dog forums. One kind stranger donates a significant amount. Hope flares up. Maybe we can make it. The surgery day arrives. Heart is racing. I just want him to be okay. Vet calls me a few hours later. Says the surgery was a success. Relief washes over me. Days go by. Max is recovering. But then he starts to crash. Not eating, not even wagging his tail. Back to the vet. Find out the illness has come back. And this time it's worse. They try to treat him, but he keeps getting weaker. Hold him in my arms, tears streaming down my face. He looks up at me, tail a little wag. Looks like he's trying to comfort me. Last day with him. Vet tells me it's time to say goodbye. I whisper to him all the happy moments we had. You're my best friend, Max. I love you. He looks at me like he understands. Finally let go. They inject him. I feel his little body relax. He's gone. Go home that night. Apartment feels colder, emptier than ever. Random dog toys scattered on the floor. The silence returns, heavier than before. Try to move on, but it feels impossible. Every night I still hear him scratching at the door in my dreams. Can't even look at the spots he used to curl up in. Some days I just lie on the floor and cry. Thank you for the memories, little buddy. But it hurts way too much without you. Friends of 20 years don't invite you to New Year's Eve dinner. Having dinner at restaurant 50 feet from your apartment. Text the group if anyone is doing anything for New Year's Eve. None of them mention they are currently half a block away. Run into them as you walk alone to get a lonely man New Year's Eve burrito. That feeling when you have to pretend this is all okay and make small talk chit-chat. That feeling when the burrito shop is now closed after 10 minutes of awkward platitudes. That feeling when you spend New Year's Eve hungry, alone, and betrayed. Just had to tell someone. Fudge my life. Be me. 5 years ago, sitting alone in a hospital room with 94-year-old dad. Nothing wrong with him, just old and his time is coming. Just sitting there with him and suddenly he starts whistling We'll Meet Again by Vera Lynn. After he finishes, I look at him and tell him it was a good song. He looks up at me from his bed. Damn frickin' right it was. Best song in the world. I go onto my phone and put on the song and we listen for a while. After a while more of hanging out, I leave and go home for the night. Wake up in the morning to a text from my sister that he died a bit after I left. My face when we'll meet again, Pops. Someday.